obviously there's a lot of fear around using AI. How much does it know about you? But also
Yeah.
this big worry of it's going to replace all the jobs. And I think just kind of using your example there, I don't think it's going to replace that many jobs, maybe some. But I think what's more likely to happen is that how like being able to use AI will become an important skill to have on your CV. Just like, being able to type was
Yeah.
once upon a time important to have on your CV. And I think, like you say, it's about knowing how to use it. So for project management, when it doesn't understand the importance of the different things that are on your list, probably not. But as for helping you maybe improve some copy or whatever it is, or today I was asking it like how to screen mirror. So I think
Yeah.
it's more understanding, maybe use it in place of Google mostly. Um, and then I think for some of those creative tasks dependent, but it's always going to be about you and how you program it and what you tell it. And I don't know about you. Do you write or do you talk? So I just put the dictate thing on because I'm just so much better at talking than I am of like writing it all out and I get bored. So I'm like, rather than that, I'd rather just put the dictate on, chat to it for a minute and press the enter button rather than type it all out.
See, that's where I probably do get a bit like, oh, this is a bit too much for me because I love to
Really?
talk. I love voice notes. I don't want to put my voice into AI because
Oh.
I just worry about kind of where I know when you put like photos and images into AI, like it doesn't store them and it does delete
Mm.
them after it's used them. But I don't know. There's something about that just does weird me out a little bit. Like I don't want there to be some kind of recreation of your voice, especially when people are putting so much content out there, especially for us doing podcasts and even just like speaking on social media on videos. There's so many clips of your voice then that it's going to get to a point where, and not to be like fear mongering, but there's going to be a point where someone can create a bot that speaks just like you using the exact inflection of words
Yeah,
and
well,
vowel.
I was about to say it to you. They're like, I don't want to talk into AI. I'm like, dude, it's already too late because you've done
Yeah.
podcasts. Anyone can find your voice and clone it if they want. It's already too late.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just the brave new world, isn't it? And I think they're saying now that people are copying people's voices and trying to scam their family, which is
Yeah.
why they're
Mm.
saying that you need a password. So if my mom called me right now and said, I'm in trouble, I need a grand, like the first thing you have to do is ask them a password, like, and if you haven't got a password, it has to be something only that person would know, which is like, you know when I was rushed to hospital when I was 4, what happened.
Yeah. Mm.
Like ChatGPT is not going to know that,
Well, we
unless
hope
it's got the
not.
medical records.
Yeah, which I
Give
mean,
it time.
we hope that. Yeah, but I do love AI. I love the kind of way we're using it. Like I said, I don't think it's going to replace jobs either. I think it's just going to streamline our work
Yeah.
and actually free up our time to do things. So, and I think that's the thing is people started using ChatGPT and AI for the fun stuff and the creative stuff. Like, actually, no,
Mm.
get it to do the stuff you don't want to do. Get it to do that data analysis. Get it to do the boring stuff. I use it for coding because I'm not a techie, but I work in a tech company doing marketing, and sometimes I need to code something that I don't have a clue how to do. So it bridges that knowledge gap for me.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I mean, I think you're right because I think one thing that no one's really talked about, and maybe this is only in certain kinds of jobs, is that people's jobs have gotten huge now. And if you look back on like those films from the 80s and 90s, like people in marketing, like a marketing exec or so, had an assistant. I mean, that was how
Uh-huh.
good the economy was. It's like not only do we not have an assistant, now there's so much more you need to do. There's reporting, there's project planning, there's all this kind of stuff where it's like, actually, I think that jobs became almost a bit too much for one person. So now that we have this super AI assistant, actually it kind of feels like, oh, it's re-leveled the balance a little bit where, there was maybe a little bit too much being asked of people.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think we are at a point where our work and like expectations throughout the day are so high from other people and from just ourselves as well. Really, I know I'm guilty of it. And you kind of get to this point in the year where it's Christmas, and you're ready to finish and have a break because actually that's what we need because we're kind of always on, always
Mm,
focusing on what we've got to do, like a never-ending to-do list. And it is quite nice to like say have that assistant, especially when you're working. Like I work in a startup, so
yeah.
working somewhere where you don't have a lot of people around you, someone you can bounce the ideas off even when you're alone.
Yeah, I think it's made me a lot better. One question before we move off this one.
Mm.
So obviously there's ChatGPT sort of wrapped. But I wonder how much have you used it yet? And I actually, as we've been talking about, it's like that's something I should do. Like I'm really big on goals every year.
Mm.
So I set myself goals every year. I'm like working against them. I wonder if ChatGPT could actually come up with my goals for next year and I could compare them to what I'm already thinking of. Um, I think that that might be quite interesting actually to see what ChatGPT would say I should focus on. And I could actually probably feed it all of my past ones like this because I literally have like these were my
Um,
goals for the year. This is what I achieved against them. So maybe feeding them the last 5 years, they'll be like, look, you know, you try and do too much or you
yeah,
don't do enough or you're
I
asking the
think
wrong questions of yourself.
I think that would be really interesting to do that, but also say, these are the goals I set and these are the goals I didn't achieve. Because
Yes.
a lot of the time, I'm guilty of it. I love New Year. It's actually my favorite time of year. I prefer it over Christmas, like birthdays, anything, because I just love that feeling of a fresh start. And I love goal setting. Like every New Year's Day, I kind of do a little goal setting party by myself where it's
Mm.
like a big operation. And I set my goals. I rate every area of my life out of 10. And then I also put those goals into quarters. So I know
Yeah, me
kind of
too.
yeah, when I'm supposed to achieve it. I mean, you're definitely a Virgo. So yeah, I kind of like go through all that, and that's something I'll probably, well, I definitely will do again this year. But what you've just said there, I am quite excited to consider doing is putting it in, see if it does think it's manageable based on what I've done in the past, and if I've achieved what I've wanted to achieve.
Yeah, the more I'm talking about it, the more I can't wait to go and do it now because I really do take it so seriously. And what I think is quite good as well is I don't know about you, like I set the goals, I have them accessible, and then I am like you know every month or so or at the end of every quarter, just sort of checking against them, like how far have I got with that. Um, but I think what's quite good on ChatGPT is you can almost make it your mentor. You can
Yeah,
almost say, and now help me achieve it. So every time I check in, it's saying, well, have you done this? Have you done that? No. Okay, don't worry about that. Like I've used ChatGPT sort of like that in the past as sort of a coach for things, and it's
yeah.
really quite good. It's really quite good.
I'm definitely going to try that. It's actually just reminded me as well of the funniest thing that happened on my ChatGPT Wrapped was it gave me an award. Um,
Oh.
and it said ChatGPT's most likely to make a Google Doc for a hookup award. I was like, what kind of read is that? And then now we're talking about this. I was like, oh yeah, because I'm literally planning everything. It makes sense.
Yeah. Interesting.
Subscribe for more content.